I've been saying it for years, RJ. If the NHL wants to adapt to this fast-paced 21st century lifestyle all these young kids are, into, just stop the games after the second period.
Yeah, come on, 2 periods. Like the third period thing is confusing to newer fans too. It's like 2 halves or 4 quarters. Just play 2 periods. No need to have the third.
Yeah, exactly. Just do a college basketball kind of thing, and you're all set. It works great for them, especially this
Yeah,
time
we
of
all see how
year.
popular it is.
Yeah. So, gosh, RJ, I was so excited for this one. Obviously, Beniers. We'll talk about him plenty tonight. I'm sure that's definitely going to be what everybody's gonna want to focus on. I would assume. We
Hmm.
focused on the other aspects of tonight. It was just wow. That third period was pretty bad, especially because like the second period was fantastic, as tweeted, one of the best periods the Kraken had had all season.
Yes, I mean, Dylan, did we fly too close to the sun there?
We
I mean, they
clearly,
had one of my favorite periods all season, and of course they followed up with that one, blowing a 3-1 lead in the third. The highs were so high, but man, the lows were so low tonight.
they really were. It was all because I did everything in my power to manifest the Rask goal, and this was the payment. was was 4 goals allowed in the third.
At what
That's
cost?
exactly that's what it was. Oh, man. Brutal. We'll go ahead and head on over into chat already, and then we'll I'm sure that'll trigger everything we want to talk about.
Seeing the first two words in chat, I could tell the tone is going to get set here.
Yeah, holy F, can we stop taking so many penalties? So undisciplined, and it starts with the head coach. There was issues. That being said, I will give, the Yanni stick thing, it's just a weird fluky thing that happens.
Mhm.
Vince Dunn, is he really trying to elbow him as he just throws his entire arm straight back? Like, it's not
No, he's
really an
trying to tail the
elbow.
guy off, defend the puck. I get that.
Yeah.
But still, you don't want to be in that position anyway on the power play. I think just power play failures are what got you there in the first place.
Well, I was going to say, how could the power play get any worse, right? We were all asking that question, and the Kraken had to go out and show us exactly how the power play could get worse. So thanks for that, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's rough. Kraken certainly something they got to work on. Even Larson, right, taking the penalty. Yes, comes out, scores the goal afterwards. Finally, after like a million great chances, but it was still just don't take the penalty. Other teams are managing not to take penalties. As we've been critical of the Kraken power play, there have been nights like tonight where they basically hardly ever get a chance. So, I don't know. It's rough. Michael, 2 things I care about right now in this chat. 1, how is Dylan feeling? Hope you're okay. And 2, Matty Beniers is a superstar. Well, I appreciate that, Michael. I'm feeling okay right now. I was pretty tired earlier. I took a couple naps, but ready for this. RJ, though.
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there.
You are?
I'm hanging in there.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
RJ decided to hop on the train and go ahead and get sick himself.
Yeah. So we're hanging in there tonight. Yeah. Thankfully, tested negative for COVID, so that's at least good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough day.
Yeah. But yes, Matty Beniers, superstar. I think we saw it for the first time tonight. The Kraken have somebody who can be a difference maker.
Yes, they do. And you could see the difference in his play tonight. And that's I remember we talked about this on the podcast, like what I wanted to see from him. And that was doing certain things that no one else on the team is really capable of. And and those kind of plays. And we saw that from him tonight. He just kind of looks a step above the rest skill wise, and I was just impressed thoroughly all the way through.
Exactly. I think you said it best right there. He just looked more skilled. He just looked like a better player. His skating looked smoother. His puck handling was better. The way he could just start and stop and do things. The way he would just cycle himself around the offensive zone. And then of course the active stick he has, his defensive coverage responsibilities, and his ability to pick up when the defenseman does something, whether it's in the offensive or defensive zone. Like, he's just so smart, and he does it so naturally. Like, it just comes so easy to him to just play hockey in the best way possible. Like, it's amazing, and I really appreciate it. And I was glad we got to see a very Matty Beniers game. Lots of hustle out there. He's the first guy in on the forecheck. He's the first guy back on the back check, all the way back to the net, and really, really awesome. And I can't wait to watch him just get better and better and better playing with this team. It's gonna be so much fun for us. Ty pointing out that first 40. Yeah, as we already kind of touched on that one, but yes, it was fantastic start to the game for the Kraken. Just could not finish. Bottom line, it's almost like making a goaltending change can spark a team, RJ.
It really can sometimes, and I was a little bit surprised to see that on the Flames part with Vladar coming out to start the third. Markstrom didn't fully look like himself. I will say that, though. He looked a little off. But I think really it was just something to spark the guys and light a fire under them. That's a game that a lot of teams, I think, going down 3-1 to the third, can let slip away from them and just, it's not our night.
Yeah.
But, Daryl Sutter, he's so good at pressing those right buttons and got the most out of his team there.
Yep. Like I said, I'd love to know what would happen if we did that more this season. Stratic, this game recalled a Russian saying, "We wanted the best, but it turned out like always." Yeah, that is very on point there, Stratic. That is good. Lindsay, why can't we have nice things? I mean, we have Beniers.
Yeah, that's a very nice thing. We can have one nice thing.
I was gonna say we could have one nice thing. We had a Victor Rask goal. That's what tipped the scales. That was two nice things. Couldn't have that happen. I can't get away with a Rask and a Larson goal. Like, that is way too much for the universe to give me, right?
Yeah, you got to throw something bad in there to counteract that. By the way, I mean, let's just talk about it right now because I'm eager to talk about it. How about Adam Larson playing like a rover, basically, and the D as a whole pinching in, jumping up? I mean, it was a totally different strategy from them than really anything we've seen before this season. We've seen them be aggressive on pinches before, but it was every single time, and the Flames had no answer for it.
No, they really didn't. I think that was, a smart coaching move from the coaching staff. I think they saw something from the last game that maybe they could, exploit a little bit. And yeah, and it was Larson especially, because like Vince Dunn was doing it, but Vince Dunn kind of always does that, right? Cale Fleury, he's tried to do that in the past too with varying degrees of success. But Larson doing it so consistently and so aggressively, and then because he's just a fantastic hockey player, really kind of making a difference in the offensive zone in a lot of ways. I really like that. I want to see that happen more. And I was trying to keep track of it. Was he doing it more so when Beniers was on the ice? Like, it kind of seemed like it.
Yeah, it was then, and then also when the Wenberg line was out there. Those two. But the thing about Matty Beniers that you'll notice, instantly when you watch him, is how good he is at covering for D when he needs to. He's always thinking defense first with his positioning. You see how low he'll get in his own zone. You'll see how high he'll stay in the offensive zone. That's just something that's built into Matty Beniers' game. And what it allows you to do is have defensemen not have to think twice about pinching in for a loose puck. Adam Larson can just go play like that because he knows that Beniers is going to be responsible and he's going to be back there.
Right, and Wenberg will do the same thing. If Wenberg knows that that's what the plan is, Wenberg can cover for it. He's maybe not going to pick up on it the way Beniers just inherently does, because he's just a freak when it comes to defensive coverage and knowing exactly where to be in those situations. But I think that's again, it's something of just having Beniers there opens other things up for you because of his skill set and because of what he's capable of doing, and because of how good his hockey sense is. And again, these are just things the Kraken have not had this year. They haven't had that luxury of being able to activate the defense. We saw it earlier in the year when they tried to. Remember all the endless breakaways and odd man rushes that Grubauer couldn't stop? That was the result. So really, really happy about that, and I think that's it's something that I think we should see continue. That being said, they kind of stopped it late in the game, and it came back to bite them bad. So
in the third period, I mean, it just was unrecognizable from the first two.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't want the wrong lessons taken from this game, which we've seen before this season.
I know.
Hunter, this is a game where it feels this is what it feels like to be a Seattle sports fan. Highly anticipated and promising start, only to be disappointed in the end. I think you summed it up pretty nicely there, Hunter. It is a peak Seattle game. I'm going to take a minute, though, before I get lower in chat and someone else does it. 39 people in here, only 7 likes. I know the end was disappointing, but we got to do better than that for Beniers. We got to at least get to 10 likes for Matty Beniers. Come on, everybody. Poor guy, parents stuck in Minnesota. That was terrible.
I know, that's such a shame.
I know.
Here all my reporting was wrong about his parents are going to be there in Calgary for the game.
Yeah, but you know what? He did play.
Yeah.
And he got his first point. We haven't even talked about that. Awesome for him. And his sister was there, so that is something. You get to share it with a family member. Tyler, and before I even read this whole comment, Tyler, I'm just going to point out, where is my UGG? Because it's not here. It's not here. You owe me an UGG. Tyler, going into the game, I wasn't expecting a win, but after going up 3-1 and losing like that, devastating. However, Beniers looks like a stud. Yeah, no, 3 studs for this game. Beniers clearly number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually tempted Adam Larson. But he was that good.
I know, but he also had to go to jail for a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Beniers won. Larson goes there for the penalty. And then third one, what you thinking?
I don't know. Drieger was pretty solid until the end there. I feel like the defense the whole team let him down towards the end.
Maybe Carson Kuhlman?
I was going to say Kuhlman, again, it seems like every time we bring him up as like an honorable mention. Carson Soucy,
he deserves
too.
One. Yeah, I was thinking Soucy as well. Yeah, one of the Carsons.
He had some nice plays away from the puck, so I liked Carson Soucy tonight.
And he bought in fully to the to the whole aggressive D thing too. He had a lot of chances. I mean, he didn't get the goal like Larson that kind of puts the spotlight on you, but I mean, he was great with that, creating a lot of chances that just didn't go in.
Yeah, and he rarely gets beat like from stepping up too.
It's true.
Like he's very smart about when he does it and how he does it. So I like that from Carson Soucy. Let's see, Hunter. Okay, I'm done ranting. It's fine. Brian, hey, how's it going, Brian? Gregory, Beniers is the man. Period. Agree. He's like, at what point next season are we just like he's the best player on the team?
Very
pretty
early.
Close now.
Yeah, I think. I heard a few comments from around the press area or the media area and the practice too, and so I heard someone say, I couldn't catch who it was, but he's like, I think Matty might be our best center at this point. You even just watch him in practice there. The skill is just so obvious. Yeah, and again, not to like put the expectations too high there, but like you see what he can do. He just did it tonight.
Yeah, no, you couldn't keep your eyes off him when he was on the ice. Regardless of what the situation was, because he just demands that attention because he's just that good. And I love that the Kraken kind of finally have one of those guys. Because, look, Yanni Gourde, fantastic player, but he's also a low event player. Like when he goes out there, analytically speaking, nothing happens. Now that's in part by design, and we've seen, how beneficial that can be in certain situations. Go ask Tampa about that. But he's not going to be like your superstar guy, draw in the fans, make all the highlight reels, get all the pretty goals. Like that's just not who he is. McCann is very much a goal scorer, but he's not necessarily an offense creator in that sense either. And so they've really been missing somebody like this. Michael Beniers plays his first game against one of the best in the West, and he's awesome. That's my takeaway. I'm happy everybody's on the same page when it comes to this.
Yes.
It's very, very good because I know everybody was all over the place earlier today.
Yeah.
It was really interesting on Twitter. Everybody, some people high expectations, other people wanting to lower them. Lots of talk just about the rest of the lineup, which was interesting too. Lindsay, heads up to the people that were at the Armory meetup on Saturday. I tested positive for COVID this morning, so you might want to get tested. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah. So
RJ.
I tested myself this morning because I had, was feeling under the weather, but came back negative. I'm gonna test again, but and I'll let everyone know too. But and I'm seeing in chat here that later, Ty tested today and he was good. So that's at least it's a good sign there.
Yeah, well, hope you're feeling okay, Lindsay. Hope everything's all right for you. Not too sick or anything. But thanks for letting everybody know, being responsible. SJ was hoping to win this one, but I absolutely love Matthew Tkachuk, so I can't be too mad. And Beniers was great, so nice to see him play well and get a point. Yeah, if you're a Matthew Tkachuk fan, probably pretty happy with things tonight.
Oh yeah.
Ty, so many good details from Matty tonight. The stick on the ice, wow, love the discipline. The goal play was also amazing. He did so much to make it happen and made it happen. He also went to the net after release. Yeah, so I know Ty and I were DMing a little bit about this, talking just about in the offensive zone when he gets around the net, Matty puts his stick on the ice. Like he's ready to make a play. And, that has been something that I've brought up in past post-game lives about the Kraken. There's just like, I'm net front and my stick's like way up here, where it's not going to do anything. So yes, it was good to see that from Matty, and yeah, just his overall offensive drive. Like he's always moving. He's always in the right spot. The puck always seems to spit itself out right onto his stick.
Yeah, it finds him, and that's no accident. That's a result of putting yourself in the right spots.
For sure. Let's see. And then yes, on the goal, I tweeted it. He knew exactly where he was going with that puck the moment he got it, and he held it just long enough to suck the defense in, and then he just kind of no-looks it cross the ice like that, tape to tape, like perfect. It was awesome. So good. Tyler, Donskoy needs to be scratched for the rest of the year. It looks like he's just going through the motions and now is taking so many penalties recently. Donskoy does look rough. I was kind of surprised that he wasn't the person pulled from the lineup. I know you and I talked about it a little bit on our quick deep dive podcast this week about who we'd take out. Yeah. We'd mentioned Sprong and we'd mentioned Donskoy. I think we could see Sprong next game and Donskoy out.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Donskoy, and I just remarked to myself a few times during the game, he just looks rough at this point, and it's very different than early in the season where he maybe wasn't getting the scoring numbers and everything, but he was doing the right things, and we saw a lot of good indicators from him. He is just kind of barely at roster level at this point. I don't know that he's really even doing anything to help the fourth line. You might as well give Sprong a shot, who at least has some upside moments.
Right.
Yeah, it's been rough for him.
Right. It's just, I think the weight of everything that's gone on this season has caught up to him, unfortunately, both from a team perspective and from a personal performance perspective. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to disparage him in any way. I just feel like that's probably what was going on. But we'll point out that fourth line was barely out there tonight.
Yeah, that's true. They did barely play.
They barely played, and Geeky, actually lowest ice time on the team at exactly 10 minutes on the dot. He was someone else we had also talked about maybe getting moved out of the lineup, and I didn't notice him at all. Beniers, nice healthy chunk, and on the power play. That was something that we had talked about. I was happy to see him on the power play.
I was too, even though that first one didn't go well. Went a little better the second time around.
I was gonna say, I feel like as we see more of him on the power play, we'll probably be all right, but yeah. Well, aside from a win, Nathan there, Aaron, tried not to be discouraged by losses, but that's just an unacceptable third period. I agree with that, Aaron. You just got to be better, especially with the whole power play turning it into a 4-on-3 for Calgary fiasco. The which goal was it? Was it the Mangiapane one? where like I
Leave him
tweeted,
alone.
just everybody was standing straight up. Nobody had bent knees. Nobody was in a position to do anything. And Kale Fleury's literally resting with one arm on the top of the net. Like,
Yeah.
guys, what are you doing? Like, it's an NHL game still. It was a rough one. Lindsay, both Leafs and Kraken lost tonight, and fever, body aches, and chills have entered the chat tonight. So you could say I've had better days. Oh, rough stuff, Lindsay. Been there recently. I know how bad that sucks. Hope you feel better soon. Greg, great to see Matty look like he belongs. Driving now. Future is bright. Very, very bright, Greg. It is awesome. Aaron, Dunn's penalty was soft, but the entire game changed after that. I agree. That was kind of the moment that I feel like yes, the goaltending change kind of helped wake up the Flames, but that was the moment where they saw their opening and then they just like barged right through.
Yep, and good teams capitalize on that, and you know, just kind of can't give them those opportunities.
Exactly. Let's see. Reading ID tested negative today, so that's good.
Cool.
Aaron Beniers was terrific for sure. Ty, RJ, bro, you sound rough. Get some rest, man.
Yeah, apologies for my voice on this one. It's definitely not the usual.
Yeah. Fair's impact player, Matty. What a player. We could talk all night about Matty.
Oh, yeah.
Ty, Lars was quite good this game as well on the attack and finally got one to sink. I know. I was going to be really upset if he didn't get one, you know, in the second period after all the chances he had.
He did enough, yeah, to earn one for sure.
Totally deserved.
I know through two, Allison pointed out that he led the team in shot attempts.
I believe it. Like he took a lot of shots tonight. He was very active and involved. Let's get him on the power play.
Yep.
Get him out there. Why not? Why not? Lindsay got infected Friday, so yeah, hoping it wasn't, contagious there. Next day, cracking me up, Matty Hustle. He definitely passed the NHL speed eye test for sure. For sure. Yeah. I said that was the one thing to look out for in the first game. That was all I was going to look for. Bam. Flying colors. He's fine. He's totally fine.
Oh, yeah.
I won't progress to the next step, which is to raise expectations, because I don't want to do that to him, and I don't want to do that to us either. But but he's going to be great. It's awesome. Nathan, wish Sprong would have gotten time over Donskoy. Understand the contract situation, but prefer Hackstall put his hot players on the ice. I get that. I don't know how hot Sprong is right now, though. Like,
yeah, I think he's really cooled off after a hot start. I haven't seen a whole lot that I've liked from him over the last 3 games or so.
Yeah.
So I understand him being the one scratched. I think between him, Rask, and Donskoy, you had 3 guys that were potential scratch candidates. So I don't really have a problem with any of them.
And Geeky.
And Geeky, yeah.
Like let's just be real for a sec here. I mean, we've all watched these last couple of games. We know how it is. All those guys have been rough. I've been the one defending Rask. I think Rask does a lot of stuff away from the puck that people don't notice. Like, how about Rask? We were talking earlier about Matty and Wenberg covering for defense. How many times did you see Victor Rask at sometimes the only defenseman back, Victor Rask?
There were a lot of times, and I mean it's not fun to look out there and see that 49 is the guy back, but yes, he did stay back.
But at least he was there.
Yes,
even if he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't super effective. I'm not like trying to say he was great or anything, but he was at least there. I'll point that out, and I will point out he had one really good zone entry tonight. So there's that. This is the hill I'm dying on. Kraken Hawk, happy Matty Beniers Day. What a great start for him. That assist to Donato was fantastic and showed stellar ice vision, a trait that all great centers have. Here we go. Totally agree. It was just such a fantastic play, and way on Donato to finish it off for him. You could tell it was important to him, especially during that intermission interview. You could tell how happy he was that they were able to make that happen and everything, and got maybe a little lucky because that was a pretty low shot, just barely squeaked through under the pad. But that's good players get those bounces,
Oh yeah.
X-Kid Z wishing the both of you a quick recovery. Loved how Beniers looked. I hope he keeps it up and doesn't fall into Kraken playing. Also, was that a missed hooking call on Beniers at the end? So I know that
it was right before the empty net goal. Yeah. as he's carrying the puck into the zone. I mean, I didn't think it was particularly egregious. I mean, it's one of those that like maybe mid game you call. I wasn't surprised to see it not called.
Exactly.
It didn't really bother me.
No. There's, probably 100, if you're going by the rule book, penalties throughout a game. In that situation, refs are swallowing their whistles for just about anything. I mean, we've seen some pretty egregious things not get called in situations like that. So that's just what that was. And did you think the kneeing thing, like, it was hard to tell like how much actual contact there was knee to knee, because that's like one of the most dangerous things to see in hockey.
Right. I don't think there was any knee to knee contact. I went back and looked. The Canadian broadcast had a slow motion angle of it that kind of showed it a little bit better. And in that, when you look at it slow motion, it actually looks a little more malicious too. But that's what I think slow mo does.
Yeah.
But it was hip. It was kind of hip on hip. Yeah. There was no knee to knee contact. And you see, Beniers got right back up. I mean, it did him no damage. But yeah, I think it was still an accidental thing, and thankfully he's all right.
Yeah. I was happy to see that. From media, I thought Sprong should have played as well. Okay. I lots of people were on that on Twitter. I was hearing it a lot today. My boy Rask. Again, he scored. Let's not forget that one. Tyler, I feel like when the Kraken were up 3-1, they thought, oh, this Beniers guy is pretty good. Let's lose this game so we can get another star.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the point results. That's, let's get Beniers another buddy here.
I was going to say, would we have been happy if Beniers came in and we just won out and like dropped to 6th in the draft?
Would we be happy by that? I think we would have been happy, but still.
Yeah, I think we would have been happy too.
Yeah.
Lindsay, Matty is saving his first NHL goal for Saturday in front of his parents, manifesting it. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
It's going to be a great environment there on Saturday.
Home opener. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so loud. So loud. Here we go. Hunter bringing us some poetry. That's for the overtime losses. The ECH overtime slam poetry.
Which we would take at this point, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Hunter, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm disappointed, and so are you. In all things except Larson and Beniers.
Yep.
And Victor Rask. Everybody agreed with me. I heard them. Ty, I like the tank for another star approach. Lol. Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. That's where we've been. It's good to, they're staying on point there, I guess. The plan is working. Hunter, why is Rask on the power play? Because who else are you gonna put on the power play? You need 8 forwards to go on your 2 power play units. At some point, it's just a numbers game.
There's not a lot to draw from on the bottom 6, especially if Sprong is out.
Yeah, that being said, I thought his one good zone entry was on the power play. And I will point out, last game when I was talking up Wenberg as being the only positive off the power plays, a lot of the plays Wenberg was making were to Rask. Like, he was whatever. And I thought he was okay tonight. I like when he was operating from that kind of where McCann used to operate from on the power play, that kind of high left side, not quite on the point spot. I thought he did all right. I thought he didn't look any worse than anybody else has looked on this power play all year. I guess I'll say that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Let's see. And to not get beat back, the defense. Yeah, for Beniers. Let's see. Kraken Hawk. So what are we calling Matty? Matty Ice? I think Jen Mueller quoted Hackstall as saying he didn't want to overload the computer. Perhaps the computer. I need help here. I was yesterday and today. I've been dying because I wanted to get a shirt done for tonight.
Right.
But there's just nothing. Like,
there's
not being able to
lot.
use his face and likeness and his name with no nickname. It's so limiting. And as Ty's pointed out, Matty Ice is Matt Ryan, so yuck there. I know. Matty Ice will always be.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. I think Beniers needs something else, and something that'll, I think, come organically just as we move forward. Definitely don't have one right now, but someone's gonna come up with something good.
Yeah, cracking me up down there. I like Matty Hustle. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Matty Hustle could be good.
It's descriptive, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm being sorry if I missed it. Thoughts on the Sprong cut? You know, Sprong, Donskoy, Geeky, Rask, just pick one. They picked one.
Yeah,
Maybe,
agreed.
I mean, maybe it was literally who drew the short straw, or just names out of a hat. Like, it could be.
Yep.
That's what I would do if it was my squirt
Yeah, if you were a
coaching
coach.
days. Just be guys, all right, no ill will, but this is how we're doing it.
You four.
Yep. Let's see. Matty was super good, all 200 feet tonight, plus 20 offensive and defensive awareness. Love it. Yeah, it's so good, so good. And Joshua,
Yeah, if you want an
Green.
example of a 200-foot player, I mean, just watch what Matty Beniers does, and you see exactly what that means.
Joshua Gray, no on the Matty Ice thing. Let's see. Benny the Bunny, quick as F, lol. I don't know that I get the reference. Ty, yeah, this is tough. Haha, there's some less than desirable words that rhyme. Yeah. Autumn, great Beniers debut and secured the L. Great game. That's right.
Yeah, Autumn is fully on that train. Like, have some positives, but make sure you get no points out of it. And they certainly checked all the boxes there.
Right.
Be like, look, we could have won. We know this. Look how we played the first 2 periods. But we're just going to play the third in a way that's going to allow us to get another guy like Matty here.
Right. We're just, okay, season ticket holders who had to buy out the next couple seasons worth. Like, this is what it's going to be. Don't worry. You didn't throw all that money down the drain. But we have a job to do.
Yep.
That's what it was. Here we go from Tyler. I forgot.
That's a good one.
There we go. Oh, that took everything. Ty, warning, Tank Commander in the house Saturday night. Ready your happiness accordingly. Oh my gosh. Yes, but you know what? It's all different now because Matty Beniers is in the lineup.
Yeah, maybe that's what finally breaks the 0-15 Tank Commander curse. That's incredible.
Thanks for reminding Ty and everybody else.
Oh,
I know.
Everyone knows.
Gotta get you a jersey. If you finish the season like 0-17, gotta get that on a jersey. Kraken should give it to you too. Whoever the Kraken take with the high draft pick that should be their first thing they do when they sign their contract is buy you that jersey.
Yeah.
Strad, can we talk about how amazing Ryan Donato is and how he will be potting passes for Matty for the next 8 or more years? Yeah.
Once he signs that 8x2 contract.
Exactly. That we all know is coming. It's in that top drawer of Ronnie's desk, right? Like,
yeah.
Moment the season's over, it comes out before Donato goes on vacation. Just here, quick, sign this on your way out the door. It's gonna be great. But yes, Donato was fantastic tonight. We talked about it again on the podcast. I thought that was going to work out and there's going to be lots of good chemistry there. It just seems to make sense. They're both good hustle guys. They have that drive about them. They're both good on the forecheck. They just kind of seem to play similar styles. And we saw it tonight. There was just that instant chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And good on Hackstall and the team for like putting those two together. I know it's, kind of like this obvious thing, but they I think what we were saying, McCann and Kuhlman or something, it's a good fit.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? I've kind of come around on the Eberle thing because you know what? You need to just do something to get Eberle's like energy up and just give him kind of juice.
Give him some motivation here.
Yeah, and to play with the young guy coming in, kind of the future of the franchise like that. This was the best game we'd seen from Eberle in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it worked. Ty Kuhlman for third. All right, there we go. Hunter, stay home, Ty. We need happiness. Ty signed Donato. Yeah, you don't want Shane and Matty. Ty pointing out. That'd be crazy center depth right there.
Oh, yeah.
With Yanni and Wenberg still on the team. Like, good luck opposing teams.
Set.
Autumn Beniers was the second best Matty B debut for Seattle today with Matt Brash's start for the Mariners. Okay, you probably didn't watch any of the Mariners game. I could only see like highlights on Twitter. This kid's slider, like, holy crap. This slider he has just goes in and just right off the board. Incredible.
Nice.
So, good 1 there, Autumn. Let's see. where was I now? Blue Devil. Donato gonna get a congrat now or too soon to say great chemistry with Matty? I think we just said it. It's all good. Reading ID. If they needed another reason to sign Donato, his new bestie status with Beniers has got to seal the deal. I agree, and I think it will.
For sure. And it's at the point where I'm not even worried anymore. Like, I think they're just... it's so much a foregone conclusion in my mind that they're going to get something done.
Yeah. Let's see. You have to sign Donato at this point from Ty there, and then got the Ty and the Tom and Autumn comments here all lumped together. Why does RJ sound so weirdly different? Is it just me? And Autumn with the deep voice RJ. Yeah, he's sick.
Yep. I don't know. Tell us in chat which one you prefer. Not that I can do a whole lot about it.
I was gonna say. I thought Yanni had a really good game tonight, even if Yanni was 50% more chaotic than Matty. Yeah, I mean, Yanni did his Yanni thing. Like, this was a peak Yanni Gord game.
Yep. And he's always going to be 50% more chaotic than most guys. But that's Yanni. That's how he is, and we love him for it.
It's the curse of those of us with the curly hair. Just can't help it. There's just something about it.
Certainly tracks on this, for ECH.
Yeah, I love Zon back in the day. Like, it's just it's how it is. Ty agree, Striatic. It's the norm from Gordo. Ty Rasker Donato. I talked with you on Twitter about this enough today. Hunter Donskoy needs a change of scenery. I agree with that. Like, do you try to trade him in the off season? We've talked about this already. Probably not a ton of suitors.
You try. I don't know that you could get anything. I think you might have to attach an asset, in which case just hang on to him, because you don't need the cap space that desperately, or you shouldn't. So yeah, I think at this point you'd have to attach a draft pick to get rid of him, and I don't think they should be interested in that.
Yeah. I still I'm going to stand by he'll be moved at next year's deadline, probably.
That would make sense.
Even if the Kraken are like in a competitive spot, my guess is he's probably still not going to be gelling with this team, and it'll be like one of those 1-for-1 hockey trades where somebody else has somebody like that, and you're just trying to, change the scenery for both guys. I think that's what's on the table there. Ty, Hunter pulled his question. Sprung is still young. Get him out there and see what he can do. Don't know what that's about. Ty, Gigi spent a lot of time doing the Blackwell tonight, getting beat around and having many seats. I don't know what the deal is with Geeky, because again, it's another one. You got to figure out what the contract is going to be and where you slot him into the lineup next year. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, and he's in a position where he's got to basically give you an answer to that over these last 9 games. Give them a reason to give you a contract and envision you in a spot for next season. Because with what the Kraken are probably going to do in the off season, it can come at you fast how these spots keep getting taken up by guys that are brought in.
Exactly. I think it'll probably come down to training camp. Agreed. It's going to be one of those. He's going to have to step up in training camp for sure. Yep. Lindsay, all right, I'm off to bed early to try to sleep the Rona away. Happy Matty Beniers Day. The future is here. Stay positive and test negative. All good night. Yes, good night, Lindsay. Hope you feel better as soon as possible. Joey, Kraken blow a lead. This sucks. We stopped playing in the third. That's what I'm saying. We should just stop playing the third. Just shorten the games. There we go.
That's the easier solution. Just get third periods abolished.
It is. Think of how much more like fast and with more energy everyone will play if they know they've only got to get through 2 periods.
True.
It's genius. It's genius. It's just like in the NHL video games. You only play with 5-minute periods anyway, right? Like, let's just do that. We score plenty of goals.
Oh yeah.
Ty, Thatcher Demko, let's go. Vegas are going crazy, and he's stumping so far. This will be the one time I'll give him props.
Yeah, I saw Vancouver was up, 4-2 last I checked, but I still think they're going to blow it.
It's entirely possible. What the heck, LA and Edmonton? You had one job, and that was essentially just to go 500. And guys can't manage that.
Vegas always finds a way. I'm sorry to say, but they always find a way.
No, I didn't want you to be right.
I didn't want me to be right.
I mean, look, Edmonton, I could have figured, right? It's Edmonton.
Yeah.
But LA, like, what are you doing? You now deciding to play like you've only got one NHL caliber defenseman in your lineup?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they set the tone by announcing Doughty's out for the season the other day.
Yeah.
Like
they were just like, oh, season's over, even though we're probably going to the playoffs. Yeah. Well, maybe not now.
Get the team out.
Yeah. Night Lindsay, hope you feel better. Okay, Gregory's got a good one. Matt Sizzle. I like that. I mean, maybe he'll turn into Joey B, where he's just got like 1,000 nicknames. What's the equivalent of Joe Shiesty for Matt Beniers?
Oh, I
gotta figure that one.
You're gonna give me some time to think on that
one. Hunter 1-15 incoming. Let's hope so for Ty. I can send you the games. The score differential is brutal. Lol. From Ty. That is a good one. I would be curious about what the score differential is. USA Hockey 29. What up, fellas? Not much. Eric, best offensive and defensive player tonight in your mind, other than the obvious Matty and Lars. Okay, well, I'm going to say Susie for defense.
Yeah, agreed. Susie, I think we agreed on that one. Offense.
Is Donato cheating? Because we talked about him already, kind of.
No, I think Donato's probably a good pick. If not, then Kuhlman. I thought he looked dangerous at a lot of times.
Yeah, and shout out to Eberle for showing up tonight. It's good for him.
Yep.
Did Beniers play for the Kraken today from USA? Yes, he did, and he got his first NHL point, and he looked fantastic. Like, if you can watch any highlights, go check it out. USA Hockey, got to see it for sure. Ty, Mariners games make me nap. I tried so hard, but I'm in playoff hockey mode.
Nothing compares.
Baseball is more of like a in the background.
Yeah,
kind of.
Put it on the background while you're doing something else.
Yeah. Tyler, is Donato a UFA or RFA this offseason? He's an RFA, so that helps. Yep. Let's see. Colin, fellas, who are we going to root for in the playoffs? Well,
anyone but Vegas.
Anyone to be at Vegas is the easy answer.
I'm rooting for Florida because Joe Thornton needs a Stanley Cup.
That's a good one. I like Florida. I've liked them for years. Even before Joe Thornton got there, I've been pushing this Florida team. But, I'm not going to put my Penguins hat back on for another month and a half.
This is your chance.
It's like their last go. Gots to.
Yep.
All right, Z Butler with a new nickname, MB10. Could work. Reading ID. Not my friend texting me, wait, what happened? The last time I checked, it was 3-1. You knew there had to be someone out there that was like, oh, wow, things are going great. All right, I can go do whatever now. And then they check the final score. Yep. Sounds like that's your friend reading ID. Good luck summarizing that one. It's going to be rough. Gonna be rough.
Oh, yeah.
Ty, Colorado. Well, of course, your team since 96. And Florida loves to see some legends get a cup. For sure. Gotta get Yager back in there for the playoff run. Let's do it.
That'd be perfect.
Let's do it. Reading ID. This is the friend who came to the game with me on Saturday. So good news. Gideon.
Got it.
Yep. Got him
hooked.
Yep.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Got him hooked. Check
it was nice to meet him on Saturday too. Yeah. I knew it would happen. Hockey does that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Anytime you go to a game live, regardless of the result, really, like you get enough, you get the idea, and it's a heck of a drug. That is for sure.
Oh yeah, it is the surefire way. If you got a friend you want to get into hockey, take him to a game.
Yeah,
it'll get the job done.
All right, so because USA Hockey 29 has been in here so much, and obviously came into the stream late, we'll go back over Beniers real quick for you. Absolutely fantastic. Most kind of skilled guy on the Kraken already. Super fluid. Like, he just looks better. He passes the eye test in every way possible. The big thing for me was his hockey IQ showing up in a big way, in addition to him keeping the hustle. You're obviously familiar with him, USA Hockey. I love this. It feels like I'm really just talking to the USA Hockey brass
USA
or
Hockey,
something.
yeah.
Like, you know how you included him on the Olympic team? Yeah, this is why. The hustle was there, the forecheck, the back check, all the, like, he looked like Matty Beniers at, just like he's played anywhere else, which was really awesome to see, that he could just install his game into the NHL and look like he belongs
Mhm.
that quickly. That was big for me. And then just those being in the offensive zone, knowing where the puck's going to go, whether he's picking off an opposing team's pass or just collecting where the rebound squirts out, whatever it was. I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just heck of a game from Beniers, and it's just I'm so excited to watch him going forward and for so many years to come. The things that he can do are unlike what we've seen, up to this point.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here's a question for you, RJ.
yes.
If they decide to take Donskoy out of the lineup, you need a spot on the PK. Do you just put Beniers there? Like, obviously he knows what he's doing, but is that maybe adding too much for him to be on both special teams plus centering a line?
Yeah, I mean, I would wait on that. And I know we kind of talked about this in the podcast too. I actually agree with Hackstall here. You don't want to overload the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe in a few games time if you feel like he's really gotten the hang of it and mastered everything else. But I just think you have enough other good guys who are capable of that you can kind of rotate in on the roster. I would be hesitant on putting Matty there.
Okay. I'm just like, freaking go for it. He's fine. He's
No,
good.
I get that. I totally
Yeah, I
get
know.
that. It's not that I don't think he can handle it.
Yeah.
But I think like focus on your 5-on-5 game. Like you're gonna do a bet. You're gonna be more productive doing that.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. And I think with most players, I would agree with you. I just think there's something different about Manny. Tell me he didn't remind you of Ron Francis. Just looking at him, he looks like Ron
They look
Francis.
like father and son. They look like father and son.
Completely.
Like that was just so striking during that media availability. It looked like you had a father and son there just talking about it, and and also just the way they talk, the way their play is. I mean, and the way that Ron really cares for him too. I mean, you could tell he's really trying to kind of nurture him along and wants what's best for Matty and everything, and just takes good care of him too.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool to see. Let's see. Braun, hey, how's it going, Braun? I haven't seen you in a little while. If you told me we lost this game on purpose for pick position, I'd believe you. Nice to see Matty, though. Yeah, it would be easy to see that. And then hopping back up to Tyler up here. Did Markstrom get hurt or was he pulled? I saw Vladar finish the game. They pulled him for the third period just to try to wake up the team, and pretty smart decision from that good coach.
I'll say it worked.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ty's goal differential, 71-27. It's unbelievable. That's almost as unbelievable as the 0-15. I think the 0-15 might still take the cake, but like, yeah, you cry. I would too. Hunter, just Jesus, Ty. Oh man, that's pretty rough. Braun, if I had to guess, this team that was on the ice won't be in a year. Yeah, no, things are going to change a lot this offseason. You're going to go through free agency. A lot of the guys that we've talked about as are they going to be in or out of the lineup, they're just not going to be on the team. I doubt Victor Rask and Daniel Sprong are on this team next year. Go for it.
There's going to be a lot of turnover, and certainly Ron Francis showed at the deadline that he's not afraid of creating a lot of turnover. Which is a good sign to me. I think, when you finish as poorly as the Kraken have this season and keep having games like tonight, you need a lot of turnover. So I think it's an encouraging sign to me, but you're right. Like, a lot of them will not be in Seattle next season.
Yeah. And the other thing that's going to help is that Beniers is going to be the first Kraken forward to average over 20 minutes of ice time for a season.
You know what? I think you're right.
Because he's going to be a focal point of the power play and the PK next year for sure.
Yep.
And then he'll probably pretty quickly become their top center. If not right out of camp, it'll be fast. Stratic, the skating from Beniers is elite. Among all the other things, his efficiency traveling up and down the ice impressed me a lot. Yeah, he's just smooth and he just gets it done.
Such a smooth stride.
So great. Braun, not to say they won't have jobs or something, but I think we sign and move a lot of people. I agree. I think there's a ton of contracts expiring that just are gonna go other places. Media, I thought Lind looked good as well. Good play on the one goal. I like Lind just about every game now. Like he's really settled in.
Yeah. He has, and he's been consistent and consistently good. And he's kind of that fixture on the Gord line. I know Rask is there in that other spot, and I've seen kind of up and down play from him, but Lind always does his thing, and you can tell the chemistry with Gord is there too, and the way they talk about each other too.
Yeah,
In the media availabilities and whatnot. I mean, they're talking each other up all the time. You can tell that they like playing with each other.
for sure. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, with Cole Lind, he's one of those guys that you can tell me he's gonna score like 7 goals next year, and I'd believe you. And you could tell me he's gonna kind of get lucky and pot like 27, and I'd believe you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he puts
Yep.
himself in really good situations. You feel like he's one William Karlsson lucky season where he's gonna just magically shoot 20%, away from having this massive year, if given the opportunity. And I think the Kraken are gonna give him that opportunity.
Yeah, he's got it in him.
Ty sent the game list to the Patreon. I know you tried to put it down there and it formatted terrible. Ty, it was a mess.
I've just been skimming through it over the last like 30 seconds, and it is just rough.
Yeah. Hockey Mom in here. I was thinking the same thing, Hockey Mom. Hoping we can wrap up soon so the guys can rest up. We're almost there.
Yeah, almost the finish line.
But thanks for the super chat. That does help. It helps us feel a little better. Reading ID. Yeah, friend had a good time at the game. I warned him it would be a loss with Ty in the building, but promised we would hear lithium at least once. Shout out to Kuhlman for not making me a liar. That is good, because I'm sure you're probably sweating there for a little bit too.
Oh, I know. Someone knows how to set expectations, though.
That is pretty perfect. Braun, also, I don't want to put the future of the franchise on one man's back for many reasons, but it's fun to kind of ride that wave and let myself believe. That's where I'm at, Braun. Like, he doesn't need to be a point per game guy or anything for me, but just come out and play like you played tonight, where I just feel like something can happen anytime he's on the ice. That's all I want.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what we're gonna. It's totally reasonable to expect, like to feel like that's gonna happen, because I think it will.
Yeah. Reading ID Night All sending healthy vibes to everyone. Next up, Matty B scoring a goal in front of his parents. Let's go. Good night, Reading ID. That would be awesome. Tyler, I think Beniers would be good on the PK, but not if we keep taking 5+ penalties a game. That's too much PK time for anyone, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, and then Ty at the bottom here. We'll make this the last one.
Yeah.
Get some rest, dude. Loved hearing TNT after each goal. Just picturing the Thunderbird fans. Yes. We talked about that on Twitter too, me and Ty. Probably not too happy, those T-Bird fans, having to hear that so often tonight. But, but otherwise, this post game turned out pretty good. I'm glad we were able to stay mostly positive with the Beniers stuff. Obviously,
we can all see the big picture.
Exactly, and we've had lots of practice.
Oh yeah, we sure have
on these losses and such. So I think we were good. And look at that, 36 viewers, 36 likes. We did it. It's the perfect way to end.
100%. Let's go.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Gonna go try to rest up, get healthy. The game tomorrow was canceled, which was unfortunate, but also maybe fortunate for you and I, RJ, in this sense.
Bit of a relief.
So it's on to Saturday, everybody, for that home debut for Matty Beniers, with his parents hopefully in the building. I'm not gonna, I don't want to do anything, but it's gonna be awesome. And new era of Kraken hockey is upon us, and it looks great. And that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right. See you all next time, everybody.